So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. As always, I always encourage you to share our live stream when we go live on Facebook. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook, TT Real Talk on YouTube. Like it, share it. Trinidad and Tobago, let your friends and family know about the #1 current affairs program that takes place in Trinidad on Synergy from 7 to 8 p.m. nightly, Monday to Friday. So viewers, as we start off tonight, vendors operating at the breakfast shed in Port of Spain have secured a temporary leave from evacuation after a High Court injunction restraining the Urban Development Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, UDCOT, remained in effect following a High Court ruling on Tuesday. Now, the case was recalled before Justice Christopher Siuchand, where attorneys representing the vendors requested that the matter be adjourned. UDCOT had planned on having the vendors evicted on April 30th. In granting the adjournment, the vendors' organization was also ordered by the court to pay $7,000 in costs linked to the adjournment. The legal disrupt follows action taken by UDCOT in September last year when the state company issued demanding letters seeking close to $2 million in alleged outstanding rent from vendors at the facility. The move prompted the temporary shutdown of the breakfast shed. So, Trinidad and Tobago, we will update you more when it unfolds. So, as we go into our current affairs segment, viewers, Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, Sean Sobers, is in Washington, D.C. for a series of high-level bilateral meetings with senior officials of the United National Congress. So, Trinidad and Tobago, PNM has been there for 10 years. Well, let's just say 9 solid years. And it's always some travel, and always some bilateral talks, and always some high-end development. But for the 10 years or 9 years, we haven't seen any of these bilateral talks come to pass. Let me tell you something. Talks got so intact, bilateral talks all over the world until we import bilateral yam seed. Imagine that. Bilateral yam seed come to Trinidad and Tobago, and we're still waiting. We're still waiting. Short Chong went Venezuela, bilateral talk, energy, gas talk, dragon gas talk, until millions of US dollars end up in Venezuela, and we lost out. We lost out. Trinidad and Tobago lost out. So I wonder if these ministers are understanding that we are only here in bilateral talks, and bilateral talks, and bilateral talks. And what is the fruit of the bilateral talks? What it is really? Where is the fruit of the bilateral talks? Sobers will hold discussion with officials from the United States Department of State, the United States Trade Representatives, the Department of Energy, the Department of War, and National Security Council. The minister said the discussion will focus on foreign policies, energy security, national security, and international trade. Let me tell you something. Since I born, I hear about all these things. UNC and PNM have Trinidad and Tobago citizens like we stupid. It's only high-end words we use in bilateral talks and international trade. I tell you, watch me now. By now, we the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we get so accustomed here in bilateral until we don't even want to hear it anymore. For 9 years, the PNM had bilateral talks. No fruit. Maybe even if they get a seed to plant the tree, and 9 years gone. Now UNC start back bilateral talks. So why it is that they just can't continue where the other government left off? It's always something new, and it's always the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have to suffer for another 4 and 5 years before growth take place. When they do check, a government change, and it's bilateral talks again. Does it make sense? Now Trinidad and Tobago added that the meeting will build on previous bilateral discussion between Trinidad and Tobago and the United States led by Kamala Prasad Bisesa, most recent during the Shield of America Summit in Miami in March 2026, hosted by the United States President Donald Trump. And we goes on again and talks until they do hear 5 years of talks and no achievement. No achievement. I tell you, watch man. It's like we get so immune to bilateral talk, like we don't want to hear nothing again about bilateral talks. Because there's no fruit bearing. No fruit. Government coming to Trinidad is talks and that's it. No growth. 5 years of talking. 5 years. Serious. 5 years of talking. And no growth. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, hopefully when Sobers come back to Trinidad, we should hear what type of discussions they have, how far they reach in discussion, what they plan to do in the coming months. Because I can tell you something. People in Trinidad and Tobago, our citizens, it doesn't matter what race or religion you belong to, they are getting fed up. Fed up. We're talking about SOE and crime until we have daily killings, daily home invasion, daily robberies, daily larceny of motor vehicle. When does it stop? So also viewers, before I continue on our program tonight, I just want to let you know Real Talk Financing is offering you 7% on our fixed deposit only for the month of May. Why are we doing this? It's because of the success and the growth we had. We decided to give you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, something back. No other financial institution in this country is giving back to you. All they want is to take and to take and to take. And it's only the smart one with a proper head on the shoulder will understand what Real Talk Financing is doing. Nobody else will understand that. But one with a smart head and some common sense. You see, when we gain from the public, we give back to the public. We give back. And we are giving 7% on our fixed deposit. 7% Trinidad and Tobago. Nobody else is doing that. I'm going to tell you something. The bank's taking until they start adding and taking more from you now, where your pocket is getting more and more dry. But what are we in Real Talk Financing doing? Yes, our pocket's full, but we're making sure you get back some of the benefits. That is what we do at Real Talk Financing. Also, Trinidad and Tobago, those of you who have a spiritual problem, you can contact me. Those who have been watching my show for almost a decade, 10 years. We're on the air about 8 years and something now. Well, you would understand that I do spiritual work. I don't want to repeat myself about that. Also, Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk Financing has some vehicle for sale. Those of you interested, you can contact me at 2386716, 2677325, or 3391670. Contact me, Trinidad and Tobago. Financing is available also. So feel free to contact me Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. They could come down on Caroni Savannah Road and view the vehicle, and we could go forward from there. Also, Trinidad and Tobago, I have my yacht for sale. Real Talk Group has its yachts for sale. It is an Italian made. It is very, exotic inside, exclusive, beautiful, beautiful interior. So viewers, if your friend or your family in Trinidad and Tobago of the Caribbean looking for a yacht to buy, just tell them Saieed have one. The valuation is $195,000 Trinidad and Tobago. If you go to check it in TT, It's almost $1.5 million. The yacht is in proper condition. It's on our company name. All vehicles, all document is up to mark, and it's a 2026 valuation for $195,000 US. So if you're interested, viewers, contact me. Also, those of you in the construction industry, you're looking for an excavator to rent, or you're looking for a truck to rent, you can contact me. Real Talk Equipment, 2386716 or 2391670, Trinidad and Tobago. That is our number. So as we continue with the news tonight, viewers, Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Clyde Elder, have stated that several areas within the St. Anne's district will benefit from an improved water supply following the completion of associated interconnection works by the Water and Sewerage Authority, WASA. The minister further assured the continued execution of St. Anne's Well Number 3 under the Northwest Improvement and Stabilization Program, reinforcing the government's commitment to strengthen water infrastructure and ensuring reliable service to residents. Listen to this, viewers.
That the associate interconnection works are on schedule for completion on or before July 2026. I want to add, Mr. Speaker, that the people of Upper Cascade, Monrepo, Lower Cascade, Koblenz, Mount Hololo, Aripita, they're going to see some benefit after July 2026, Mr. Speaker.
So viewers, you know what I would like to add? And I have been saying this, but apparently the PNM ministers and councillors, the UNC ministers and councillors stick break in their ears. I will say it like a Trini, stick break in their ears. We have councillors for the community. We have MP representative for the constitute. But yet Trinidad and Tobago, we have 1.45 million people in this country. Millions of dollars are flowing in and out our country. Trade is taking place. Manufacturing is taking place. But each councillor and MP representative cannot see about their community. Why? Why is this? I keep asking myself, how dumb are we? How foolish are we as a people or as a country with 1.4 million people in it, millions of dollars flowing through the economy here, but yet we cannot have good road, good water, good box train, good schools, good security, good education, safety on the road. We cannot have it. Why? I ask myself why. I ask myself why. All the time I ask myself why. Is it that only friends and family have to benefit from when a party is governing the country? I always ask myself why. We have 41 or 42 MPs in parliament. We have senators. We have independent senators. We have councillors. But yet the community seems to suffer from box drain, from proper road, from proper water, from street lights. But yet all these ministers coming out now, you're doing social media posts. When the media asks you for a question, you're ducking and you're running. All of a sudden, before you was in power, you're glad to talk to the media. You're glad to talk to the media to bash the other party. Now that you are in power, now that you are a minister, now that you are a councillor, you're running and ducking and you're too big. All the time Alexander them used to always be available to the media. Now they get too big. All of a sudden now they get too big. UNC ministers get too big. PNM, when PNM was in power, them was too big. They can't talk to the media 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and you're gone. Now, all they have 10 and 15 minutes to talk to the media. Why is this? Why is this happening in Trinidad and Tobago? How it is that our community cannot get fixed? What is the problem? This is what I ask myself. What is the problem? You had mouth, you had action, you had words and nothing to promise when you wasn't a minister. Now that you become a minister, you can't make a comment. You can't tell your community what's taking place. You're afraid to talk to the media. What is the problem really? Or is it you get too big, power hit your head, your brain cells swell? What's the problem with these ministers? Where's the problem? We are hearing now that corruption is taking place now. With this present administration. 1 minute, 3.4 billion housing contract has been given out. 1 minute it hasn't given out. And we're hearing all sorts of things. PNM backing up on one tree, UNC backing up on another tree, and yet the citizens of this country suffering. It's sad. Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, Becker's decision on John Bates when we return.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery. True growth shouldn't make you wait. This May, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% upfront interest on your fixed deposit, paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So remember viewers, 7% on fixed deposit only for the month of May and Real Talk Financing. We're giving back to you, Trinidad and Tobago. We're not straining your pocket. Always remember that. Saeed is a man who will make sure that you get back something. and have been doing that. I have been doing that. Now, Opposition Leader Penelope Beckles have stated that a decision on the future of Senator Janelle John Bates will be made soon, nearly 2 weeks after the embattled senator tendered her resignation. So, I don't understand this. The senator tendered her resignation based on allegations. John Bates herself tendered her resignation. But Penelope have to make a decision. So Penelope, based on what now are you going to make this decision? The individual tendered her resignation. Whatever is left of her name, she wants to protect it by tendering her resignation. What are you debating on and why you had to make a decision? Why? Now, I'll tell you something. If it was me, I would have accepted her resignation. You know why? She think long and hard before doing her resignation letter and sending it in. She thought about it. So she probably left with whatever dignity attached to her. She decided, you know what? Before anything else further happened, let me just resign and call it off. So what does Penelope Beckles have to have a decision to make on what? I just don't understand. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, John Bates told the Senate on May 1st that she had submitted her resignation to her political leader. However, 13 days later, the matter remained unresolved, with Beckles yet to formally accept it. Sometimes I wonder about where's the dignity in these people? Where is it? Beckles has been asked repeatedly for an update with little clarity provided on the timeline for a decision. Yesterday, she added, I am out of the country, but will address the matter soon. John Bates offered her resignation following allegations of improper conduct related to her role in the Public Administration Appropriation Committee. Now, the Senate has since adopted a motion for her removal from the Joint Select Committee, that is the JSC, on National Security after a special report concluded that her continued presence was a hindrance to its work. And what she did the honorable thing and tendered her resignation. But Penelope, like, she don't love that. She don't like straightforwardness, I guess. I don't know. Let's just wait and see. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed. Very fiery program. And you are the blessed soul that was blessed and put in this country to do what you are doing. Without you, there will be no voice heard in this country. Politicians will continue to do what they are doing. And you are the savior for this country, and you are bringing awareness to the citizens who are fed up, who have knowledge of what is happening, and they just can't help but they're listening to you, because with SOE they can't go out and protest. List SOE now, and you will see what's going to happen. But anyway, Mr. Saeed, we must never forget in this country, to be a politician, you have to be a notorious liar, a crook, a thief, and you have intelligent citizens in this country. Thank God for your program. When you look and see the light on a platform just to get back into government, you know what citizens is saying? And Kamala, your own cousin from Barakwa and all, you all gone back there to complete what you all started in 2010. The big thieving and bubble and corruption that you all started in 2010, you all gone back there to finish it. Everybody right now will end up millionaires when they leave the office. They will call an election and you will see how popular you are. You're gone, even they celebrated 1 year recently. And what they celebrated, nothing to celebrate. A set of lies and lies and lies. And Gavero, who present these facts for the attacking minister, I want to put Gavero and Alexander under a polygraph. And I want to ask them certain questions. And one of the questions I want to ask Alexander is, were you ever affiliated with gangs and criminals in this country? I will leave it up to the computer, the system, the program on the system to determine that. Although the citizens of this country know the answer, they have the answer already. Alexander and Gavaro, that notorious liar, who is doing nothing to bring comfort to the citizens of this country. Shame on you, you are disgraceful commissioner of police, disgraceful citizen of this country that you're born in and grew up in. And I don't want the locals that you all have that failing them, little boys from Barakwan, Hindustan and so on, the polygraph test, to bring who you all want, to bring the criminals, I want the US, Canada and England specialists to come here to give you all a polygraph test. I want to witness it. And give me one too if you want. I spent 34 years in national security. I used to do one from 1995. I used to do polygraph every year. And give me one too if you want. And we will see where we're going. And to Zakuru, waste of time, no good. Reject Zakuru. Zakuru, those speed guns, the modern speed guns are connected direct to the police vehicle. And it goes to a command center, transmitted. That is where the technology is. Not you standing up there. When you have roadblock and motorists seeing that, you know what they're going to do? Flash a light and say, hey, roadblock boy, because where you operating, if you're operating on a flyover, you have to communicate with a police way down the road or somewhere like that to signal them that stop these vehicles coming here. So people are going to pick up and they will give light and say, hey, and I give them right, because we have to modernize. That's not going to solve crime. And if you listen, Mr. Saieed, I know you listen to the lady in Arrive Alive, how they call she? I can't remember.
I understand what you're talking about, yeah.
She's complaining now. She wake up and complaining now. Thank God for your program. And if you listen, Gonzalez tonight, he does watch your program. So Mr. Saieed, God bless you, man. Keep up this great work you're doing. This country will fix, just a matter of time.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, bill passes to expunge criminal records from minor offense. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery. True growth shouldn't make you wait. This May, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% upfront interest on your fixed deposit, paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to RealPublicConcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So welcome back to Real Talk viewers. Remember Trinidad and Tobago, we at Real Talk Financing is giving you 7% on our fixed deposit right here in Trinidad and Tobago. We are giving you back some rewards on your hard-earned cash. Also, those of you who are looking for vehicles to buy, Real Talk Financing have some vehicles for sale in Trinidad and Tobago. You can contact us and we'll continue further discussion from there. Vehicles K27, TIDA, CRV, Lancers, we have a new Mazda BT50, we have Corolla, Trinidad and Tobago. Contact us, come down to our compound and you can view this vehicle. Also viewers, Real Talk Financing, Real Talk Group also has equipment for rent, excavators, trucks. You're on a construction or you're doing construction, you can also contact us viewers. Also, we have our yacht for sale. If you know anyone, friends, family of the island looking for a boat to buy, contact me viewers. Like I said, it's an Italian-made yacht with an exotic interior. Look how beautiful it is. That is Real Talk yacht. The valuation is 195,000 US viewers, 2026 valuation. So contact us viewers and we'll do business from there. So as we go back into our program, without any amendments, the lower house has passed the Criminal Record Bill 2026. What does this mean? People with minor convictions have their record expunged after a period of rehabilitation. Eligible individuals, including those given non-custodial sentence or prison term for up to 3 years, who remain crime-free for 3 to 10 years. That's the catch in it, eh? So now hear this. Once a conviction is declared, the person is legally treated as though the offense never happened. However, persons convicted of serious scheduled offense, including murder, kidnapping, sexual offense, as well as persons who have served prison sentence exceeding 3 years, will be excluded from benefiting under this law. So viewers, contributions to the debate yesterday, Saddam Hussein stated that the legalization or legislations would help reduce the stigma faced by people with criminal convictions when trying to secure unemployment. So Trinidad and Tobago, listen to what Saddam Hussein have to say, and after we will have a little conversation.
Because when the young man or the young woman who cannot get a job because they may have committed an offense in their earlier years, you leave them on the streets. You leave them idle. And what happens with idle hands? What happens? This bill is telling you, okay, for a period of time you have behaved yourself. We understand you have a conviction, but you behave yourself. You have rehabilitated yourself on your own, which means that the propensity to offend again may be very low. Measuring all of those factors, putting it into a piece of law now is saying that, listen, we will clear your record, go out and work. Go out and work. Go and look for meaningful employment. Don't continue a life in which you would have impulses to commit criminal offenses. Don't do that. Go and have meaningful employment.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I know many of these cases Someone might be held for marijuana. And sometimes they are given months, sometimes 2 years, sometimes 3 years for a 5-piece. And that goes on your record. You have been convicted. Now, these individuals under 3 years are going to have their record clean. And it's true, many young individuals today are being convicted for having a little smoke on them. They're not in any criminal activity. They have a job, but you got sentenced for 3 years for smoking marijuana. So according to the government now, that record is going to be clean. All well and good. So, on the other hand, opposition MP Clongenberg raises concerns over the inclusions of the offense of wounding with intent among offense excluded from the legislations. Clongenberg.
What is the definition of wounding? In fact, I don't even need to go to my laptop. What's wounding? It is you're breaking the dermis or the epidermis. That's it. You're breaking the skin. That's what wounding is. And the whole point, the point that was made by my colleagues, is that if somebody is guilty of a very minor offense of wounding, this bill will exclude that person from seeking to have their record expunged. Unlawful wounding is far too wide. It will range from very minor wounding to serious wounding.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I believe the judges in Trinidad and Tobago now will have to use their discretion on evidence presented before them when it comes to wounding with intent. Was it self-defense? Was it a willful act? Based on evidence presented to the magistrate or the judges, they will make that decision on case, on sentencing. 5 years and over, 3 years and under. We will leave that up to the judges. Also, in concluding the debate, Attorney General John Jeremy defended the government stance and rejected any alteration to the provision. John Jeremy.
The Offences Against the Persons Act in Section 12, it provides for a definition of what is unlawful wounding. And this is what it says. Shooting, wounding with intent, the offense is punishable by 15 years. Wounding itself, spectrum, it goes up to 5 years. No apologies for having this where it is in this piece of legislation.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, you got your answer right there. Right there, you got your answer. But nevertheless, switching gears, national security incident sparked by gang members last Friday triggered a high degree of protection for MPs in Parliament, and certain government officials had to be given additional protection, Attorney John Jeremy revealed yesterday. Now, Jeremy revealed the situation during the debate on a bill to provide for a parole system. It was later passed with amendments, including from the opposition, the PNM, saying the government is bringing absolute force to bear on criminals. The AG added that this country is at war. Listen to the Attorney General.
Right now is at war. No borders have been crossed, to use the words of Kennedy, and there are no marching troops. But we have declared a state of emergency. We have renewed that state of emergency. and we have declared a state of emergency again. That is our declaration of war.
Jeremy said the government's target in the current war are gangs. Trinidad and Tobago, I'll tell you this. From past to present, attorney generals, commissioner of police, police officers, each one of them knows all the gang members, all the gangs, where they're located. All. We hear about deceased Berkey. We know Berkey from Silat. All the police knows. All the lawyer knows. All the magistrate knows. All the attorneys. All the ministers. Everybody knows. But conviction, where are they? We don't get them. Why? How can we be safe? Listen to this.
Our targets in this war are gangs, criminal enterprises. And those gangs, I agree with my colleague from Toko Sandigrandi, are sometimes located in Bella Road, Serrano Road, and so on, where he and I have roots. And the member for Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West has none.
So names calling, streets calling, they know where they are. Faris, a couple of years back, said they know them. Commissioner says they know them. But what is, you all know them, but what is taking place to put them behind bars? Just every year come, every year go, is some new promise and promise and promise. Let me tell you something. Ministers promising the community for better roads, better street light, better bridges, better security. And to this day, the community is dilapidating. Instead of the standard raise, it is going down. It is going down. Minister come, minister go, party come, party go. Yet the community remains the same. And when you do hear the outlook now, is that millions of dollars in corruption. Millions of dollars in corruption. And when you check back now, but wait now, this is the minister for this community. Millions of dollars in corruption. So what about the community? How much does it take to fix the community? How much? A few $1 million and the community is good. Box train, roads, water, street light, and the community is fixed. So all these ministers now, what promise did you make to the community? It's sad, you know. It's stinking sad. And every day these ministers walk. You see them in office every Thursday. You see them in parliament debating for the betterment of your community. But yet 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and boom, where they check and next party in power. And that's it. Promise and promise and promise. Let me tell you something. The tongue in a human mouth can say anything, you know. Anything, anything, anything. And as soon as I reach in power, that's it. The tongue forgot what it said. Well, I am here to remind them. So, viewers, John saying he was authorized by the Commissioner of Police to make these comments. The AG added that heightened security measures were put in place last week after a gang threat. Jeremy.
And those who wish to send copies of Hansard to the Commissioner of Police, he got his yesterday. He was supposed to get it since last week. He got it yesterday from our sitting whenever. This is what I'm going to say now. I am authorized by the Commissioner of Police to say that last Friday, a member of one of those gangs in that community sparked a national security incident such that all of us in this parliament were protected to a higher degree, and certain officials in the government were given additional protection. I'm authorized by the Commissioner of Police. Don't worry to send Hansard to him. I spoke to him and he said I could say that.
You know what's the funny thing now, Trinidad and Tobago? The commissioner gave John Jeremy authorization to say what he just said. And they are aware of the gangs in the community. So my question now to John Jeremy and the Commissioner of Police, how long have you been aware of this gang in this particular community? How long? Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break. Feel free to call in when we come back.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This May, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% upfront interest on your fixed deposit, paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. I'm going to tell you something now. I just enjoy doing what I do in here now. I just put passion into this, you know. Hence the reason why I just be like this, you know. I love what I do. And I've been doing it for almost 8 or 9 years now. I love it. I love it. Now, yes, I have my normal work during the day from 4 in the morning till 5 in the evening. That's my normal day job. We have the president of Real Talk Credit Union. I'm the director of Real Talk Group of Companies. I'm also the director of Real Talk Financing, also the director of Real Talk Security, Real Talk Construction. I have a lot. a lot on my plate from 4 in the morning to 5 in the evening. And then I'm here with you from 7 to 8 p.m. And sometime after that, I go out to meetings in night because who cannot see me during the day? We meet at night for late dinner. And that's just, according to the talk on the ground, that's how the thing does go. So when you look at Saieed, and you see Saieed have this and Saieed have that and Saieed have the next, you must ask, I wonder if this man is asleep. I wonder what type of hours this man is be working to have what he have. That is why I just tell people, Trinidad and Tobago, when you're coming after me, come damn good, you know. Come damn good. Because I don't take anything lightly. Since my son has almost been kidnapped, almost 4.5 years back, 5 years back, I started to look at the world different. There's a saying old people used to say, do good and good will follow you. But let me tell you something. When you do good, the good will follow you. But the bad, it also coming after you. Always remember that. The bad is always coming after you too. So that's why you just have to defend yourself. When you hear people want to say this and say that and say the next, let me tell you something. My shoes is a big shoes to fill, you know. It's a big shoes to fill. To start with, when people just want to condemn me, I just ask them, I said, brother man, how much language you just talk? But I just only talk English. Well, then don't come around me. You're not the wrong man don't to criticize. Because I have Arabic, Urdu, Sanskrit, Hebrew, Greek, and I speak the same English as you speak. So to start with, your level of education is nowhere close to me. So don't condemn me. Anytime I can't talk more than 2 languages, don't condemn me. Don't play you getting in my shoes because you know the level of studies I have. That's what I tell people. So when you start to talk about this and that and the next, I just cross my leg and I'd be like, wow. That's all you had to say, brother? That's all you had to say? Now jump in my shoes now and see what I have. And it's simple. Some people barely have anything, but you want to criticize me. No, Saieed, how much hours you just work for the day? How much time you just get to spend with your kids? Ask them question. What is your sacrifice, Saieed? Ask them question before you criticize. That is why when I come here and I start to hammer the government for the betterment of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, I know exactly what it is be doing. And when somebody call in and say, Saieed, so and so and so, I could hit your hammer on the nail head one time. One time. Because I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm saying. I am always aware of the surrounding. And you know what God bless me with also that is heightened my spirit? The ability to do spiritual work. That has heightened me. Now God will tell us Saieed X, Y, and Z will happen. He is letting you know what will happen, but you cannot do anything about it. It must come to pass. You see, in my religion, Muhammad had to walk the earth and he had to go through certain persecution. Same way as all the prophets. Jesus had to walk the earth. Jesus knew he was going to be tortured on a cross by human beings. He knew that. He knew Judas was going to betray him. But what he didn't do anything. The night before Judas betrayed him, he told Judas what he was going to do. Jesus knew that. But Jesus didn't do anything. So you need to be careful at the same time. You need to be careful. So viewers, we only have a few minutes left, but I want to talk about Camille before we close off tonight's program. Trinity Maloney MP Camille Robinson-Regis has criticized the Speaker of the House, arguing that the Standing Order 28 in bracket 3 is at risk of becoming an unchallengeable shield for the government secrecy after ministers again refused to answer questions in Parliament. So what I want to tell Camille Robinson-Regis of Trinity Maloney is that, Camille, you remember when the opposition was in power, who was the House Speaker? Bridget Annaseth George. Bridget Anisette George was the House Speaker. And I remember many video clips from Parliament we showed on television for a few years well. Every time the present administration, UNC, when they were in opposition, many ministers stood up and asked the PNM questions. And you know who defended it? You know who made sure that the UNC end get their questions across the board? Bridget. Because she would always stand up and said, that question is irrelevant. I would not allow that. And that is how the PNM used to get away. Now Camille has a problem. Camille, what is your problem now? What is your problem? They say do so and like so. Now all are getting it, so all in bacchanal, all are heated now. My job is to remind the citizens of what took place. Her comments followed Wednesday's sitting in which Homeland Security Minister invoked the public interest exemption to decline questions about the SOE, and the Speaker backed the refusal while limit attempts by Marvin Gonzalez to further challenge. Listen to Trinidad and Tobago.
Mr. Speaker, relative to the question 84 posed by the member Faruka Lopino, I am constrained to invoke the provisions of Standing Order 28.3 of the Standing Orders, Mr. Speaker, out of deference for the work of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Now, viewers, Alexander invoked 28.3. And he had no intentions of going further. So this is what I want you to understand. When the PNM were in power, Bridget used to defend the PNM, where the UNC couldn't ask questions. They couldn't. So I just want to remind Camille of that, in case she forgot. I didn't forget. That is why I have no political affiliations with party. Nobody can say, side, well, you're biased, how you say about this and how you say about that. Trust me, I just talk about the both sides. And as I always say, when you hear comments on money, let me tell you something. You can't pay for side, you know. You can't bribe side. You know why? I am in the money business. So I know about money. I am not a side road fella, you know. That is one thing with me. You might find the rare guy say, but side, how you dressing now on your show these days? I know he is a man always crisp, always well dressed. I said to him, I said, brother, I've spent almost 15 years, Sunday to Sunday, wearing suit. I just decided to take a break from it. He said, "You're a man sharp on TV every night. Is a different suit you're wearing for years." I said, "No. I just decided to take a rest. But very soon, we're going to cut it back different." Trinidad and Tobago, we are out of time for tonight. But I start back to work on my stomach. Trinidad and Tobago, we're out of time. But tune in tomorrow night. Real Talk with Side will be live again. Until then, good night.